everyone, welcome back. It's Shelby and today we are doing a fun project to welcome spring into the home. It's going to revolve mainly around a cute teacup and saucer. I have a little green one with like this white floral motif in there. I didn't do it, I kind of wish I had, but I bought it this way. And I bought a couple green and a couple blue that are basically exactly the same. So if this looks familiar, it's also the same type of teacup that I did my teacup bird feeder out of. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it above so that you can check it out if you are so inclined. We will also be using beautiful silk fake flowers. I have a couple different colors. I have white, yellow, and this like purpley maroon gold. I also have like a random red one tucked in there. Basically, anytime I do a project with silk or fake flowers, I just buy a bunch of them and then I keep them in a vase on the table as just like a makeshift bouquet. So they're not really coordinated, but they are beautiful and these are really springy, so they're perfect for today's project. But I will link the teacup and some beautiful flowers down in the description below along with my socials. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Go ahead and let me know what you think down in the comments and we'll get going. So I wanted to try a different angle today, mainly just like being in front of the camera. So I've got a little tray set up and I'm going to put my teacup and saucer just right on top there in a way you can see it. Can you see it? Sort of. Yes, okay, perfect. So basically what I'm gonna do is start with your hot glue and your toilet paper roll and just run a rim of hot glue around the edge of the roll. I'm not going to like change this or cover it in fabric or paint or anything because like I feel like you don't even really need to because I'm not going to have it visible at all. So if you like really want to cover it in fabric or something to make it a little bit nicer looking, sure, but you're not going to see it. So just stick that on your saucer. I'm going to do mine actually slightly out to the side, not dead center. You can do it dead center if you want, but I'm putting it just up above where the teacup would go. That's just where I want my teacup placed, but you can do it in the center if you are so inclined. And then you can see like there's a little bit of gapping between the toilet paper roll and the mug. So I'm just gonna go in with another little ring of hot glue just around the side just to make sure that it is kind of well seated and kind of well secured. Hot glue is not the strongest adhesive, as anyone who's ever crafted knows. So yeah, just adding a little bit more just to make sure it's on there. I'm gonna grab another stick for my gun, and then we're gonna do the same thing and just do another ring around the top like this. So this is a really basic, easy craft that's just like absolutely beautiful. It's really great just to bring a lot of color and just a feeling of like warmth and spring into the home. It's perfect with the winter that like, you know, never ends because then it feels like you're just bringing a little bit of warmth and light into the home. So I'm gonna turn this sideways so you can kind of see it. I want my T handle on top. You can do it however you want. I want it on top, but basically I'm just gonna go like that. So it's at an angle. You can see the handles on top. It's basically totally balanced. The hot glue is just to keep it from like kind of wobbling and going anywhere. It's not completely dry, but like, yeah, so it's not falling off. So just like this, that's what you want it to look like, just kind of balanced and pretty like that. And then I'm also going to do the same thing I did below, which is just create another ring, just kind of really securing the teacup to the toilet paper holder. Here we go. Again, this is not like super heavy. It's not going to be wobbling, so you don't need like a crazy amount of glue. You don't need like, you know, Gorilla Glue or E6000 or anything like that. Hot glue will work fine. Just, you know, kind of make sure there's a good seal on it because if it drips down in the toilet paper roll and it's not connecting to the teacup, then it's just not going to stay on. So just create a good seal. And then basically just rip off the tops of the flowers that you want to use. Most of them have this little green, can you see? Probably not with like the pictures and everything behind. They have like the green little thing behind them that stick onto the stem. That's what we're going to be hot gluing. And what I want to do for mine is to create this effect of flowers overflowing from the teacup onto the plate. I thought that'd be pretty. So what I'm doing is using the little green tab to put on the hot glue and just stick it right to the teacup, just like that. So it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see like, just like that, like it's just kind of balanced there. So it's not even anything super crazy. It's just a little bit of flour, a little bit of hot glue, and just like good positioning. That's all you really need to do. So gonna do the same thing. I'm going to be mixing up my colors for my flowers. I have white, I have pink, I've got one red, and I've got like yellow and marigold. My purples are a little bit varied. Some are pale and some are, whoops, glue's trying to escape. So basically you just have to hold it till it's dry. But some are pale purple and some are more magenta. So I thought that was a good color scheme. That's what I'm going to be going with. Just grabbing more hot glue. But yeah, so you can see already just with 2 flowers, it's already creating that kind of like full of flower look. So basically the idea is like flowers coming out of the teacup onto the saucer. I thought that'd be cute. So I want to just grab a couple. This is yellow rose. So I'm having a variation of flowers. You could also do like purples or reds, like going into like pale pinks and whites. That could be cool, but I like the look of a bunch of different colors all together. I think that's really pretty and a really nice kind of aesthetic. So that's kind of what I'm going for, but definitely like do it however you want. There's so many different varieties that you can do for a project like this. We can definitely do like different colors, like a gradation of, you know, colors into a waterfall from the flowers. So that could be really cool. I'm also gonna take my one little red rose from a different project that I used. Actually, I think these are from the headbands that I did for Oktoberfest for me and my roommate. So that was also a video, actually. I did film that, so I will put that above if you want to see that as well. And they were flower tiaras, and they turned out really cool. Our costumes were awesome for that, so I was really excited for that. But yeah, there we go. This is awesome. And just a little bit of kind of color and flowers, and I'm gonna go in with some yellow ones. Ooh, these are pretty. So I'll go in with one of these. These are cool because they're multiple little yellow flowers on one base, so that's perfect actually, because I need something like, I don't want this to be empty, but it's also hard because I'm putting the glue on the little base of the flower, so I'd have to like put 2 of them very at a sharp angle to meet, but I went with this, so this is perfect. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue right there and kind of put that in right on top so it fills everything up. So that is the teacup portion of the project. Like I said, this is a really easy, fast project. But yeah, basically you just want to have a bunch of different flowers. I have a bunch of just different types of flowers all in the same color palette. And now the next step is to disguise the toilet paper roll. So I'm basically just going to be gluing them kind of at the base and then going up, but all the way around, because like I said, I'm not covering this. And I mean, it's a toilet paper roll. It looks like a toilet paper roll. Everyone knows what that looks like. So yeah, you definitely want to just kind of put your flowers around it, disguise it a little bit, and then it will just look like beautiful spring filling out of a teacup onto a tea saucer with flowers everywhere, and not, you know, like the sum of its parts, which is what I think is a successful project. If you can create something beautiful out of simple items that aren't necessarily immediately recognizable as those items, then that's a win. Like, that's a total crafting win. That's exactly what everybody wants to do, is to create something beautiful and not have somebody be like, that's a toilet paper roll. Like, you know, that's not, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to be like, that's what you used. So just something really cool. I've got some daisies going on next. I'm just gonna kind of create this illusion. I also don't want to be packing my flowers all in on top of each other. So I'm going to be gluing them up the roll a little bit, but with some spacing in between, so that they look like each one has their place and they're kind of slowly falling down onto the plate. Not like they've all been like completely smushed and packed together and are just like battling it out for room. But just like a beautiful, almost like they could be real flowers and they were placed in one of those green floral foam packing things. So each one has a little bit of room around it. Just like that. And then when you're doing it, don't forget to kind of go around a little bit, because you gotta get the back of it too. Here we go. And for these tall ones, what I'm gonna do is take one of the little stems and just glue it up against the side of the roll, just like that. And what that's gonna do is kind of secure the flowers up so they don't completely fall down the way these ones did. But these ones are fine, like it's fine to have like 1 or 2, but I don't want all of them down on the ground when I'm trying to build this column of flowers. These are awesome. I don't actually know which type of flowers these are supposed to be. I think they're meant to be chrysanthemums. They don't, without the stem it's hard to hold. They don't 100% look like it, but they kind of look like they're meant to look like it. And they are really cute, so I love these. And these are great for this type of project because the petals are very voluminous. So they cover a lot of, ooh, that's hot. I stuck my finger in the hot glue. They cover a lot of room on the project. Like they're almost the entire roll right there. So I just put that one on the back, and they cover like almost the whole thing so that you need less flowers and to put on less items as you're going, just with a flower like that rather than something like this. Well, I guess that one's pretty big, but I do have like these little yellow ones. Those cover almost no room. So they're great and they're beautiful, and I do want to use them as accent pieces. But you'll be here forever if you try to cover the entire project with that. So definitely love my bigger flowers for this. I honestly don't even know what these are supposed to be, but they are really pretty. Like it's really beautiful pink. It starts like dark pink and it goes to pale pink on the outside. So I think these are great. They've got a little bit of the plastic, I don't even know what those are called, like the inside of flowers. I keep wanting to say filament. It's definitely not filament. I think it starts with an F though. Just like, do you know what I'm talking about? The little, like the little parts of the flowers that hold the pollen. If you know what that's called, let me know down in the comments because I feel like I used to know what that's called and I just straight up don't anymore. So let me know. Otherwise I will Google it. But yeah, so these are pretty cool. So I think it's good to have a variety of different type of flowers on here. But basically just kind of go around, glue them as you go. So this is our progress so far. So creating that kind of column of flowers to make the illusion that the flowers are holding up the teacup. That's what we want for this. And I don't think I've used these. These are gorgeous. Look at that. Like those are beautiful, beautiful white flowers. They have, some of their petals have like a little bit of yellow. And then some of them just have like this little touch of pink. Like they're really beautiful when you look at them in detail, but from a distance they just look like white flowers. So that's pretty cool and I love that. And I think honestly like those are the little details that make flowers look more realistic, because actual flowers, like real flowers, do have those details. Not every petal is the same. Every petal has its own kind of bit of character and its own slightly different color, even if it's just like some are warped or cut or browning. They're all slightly different, or the edges have a slightly different color to them. They all just are like uniquely beautiful, and that's what makes them so wonderful to have around and so wonderful to look at, is it's kind of living art in your home. So I do love that. Get that all in there. This is looking great. This is so adorable. So the back side's done. Okay, well not that side, but this side. The side I was looking at is done, just right here. Like see how it looks like the flowers are holding up the teacup? Super cute. And then right there is done. And then I need to work a little bit more on this side. Just cover up something there and a little bit more on the front, but we're basically done. So this is going super fast, super easy. I do think this is an adorable project. I haven't actually done this before, but I've seen it done a bunch of times. And it's one of those that I've wanted to make for a couple years now. And I just never did it. Like, you know how like everybody's got their kind of wish list of projects that they just never end up doing? This was definitely on my wish list of projects that I had not yet done. So I'm really excited to finally be doing it and to have this, you know, in my home, because I haven't done it yet. And it's been like 3 years of wanting it. And every spring, because I feel like I only really ever want this in spring. Like I will probably leave it up all year round because it is really pretty. But you only ever like really get the urge to make something like this in springtime. And then every spring passes and I just don't do it because I'm really lazy. But now I'm doing it and I'm really excited for it. So I'm going to be using the same ones I used in the back, but they come in 2 colors, light and dark. So I'm using the darker one. And I'm just going to fill in the front a little bit, and then we're going to go down onto the tea saucer itself. Just like this. And so I have these like sunflowers and I'm debating whether or not I want to use them, but I think I'm going to toss just one of them in, just to like have it on there, because they're such bright, beautiful flowers, like you might as well. But at the same point in time, all of the flowers that I'm using have multiple petals and are like really kind of delicate looking and not this giant kind of bright, some might say garish, sunflower, but they're just so cheerful. Like, how can you not love sunflowers? So, except real ones are like that big. But these are just cute little ones, so I'm gonna toss on some of that. I'm gonna put on some more of my fake chrysanthemums because I love these and I just think they're really fun and frilly and just like super cute, and they disguise a lot of the roll right in there. Okay, so we're almost done. You can kind of see the idea of this. We're like 75% done. So the toilet paper roll is 100% covered. It just looks like flowers supporting a teacup. It's really important not to go up the back of the teacup or else it just looks like a column of flowers, which is cool, but not what we're going for. So the teacup's kind of the flowers spilling out, hiding the toilet paper roll, but then it's just on this tea saucer and they just kind of look like they're coming down. So we need them to come out a little bit here. So just pick the most beautiful flowers that you love, and you're probably just gonna need 3. So I'm gonna pick one of my pink ones, one of these really pretty white ones with the different colored petals on it, and then I need some yellow. So I'm gonna do the 2 little yellows, and this is what I'm gonna use. So I'm just gonna pop a little bit of glue on these, just on the tip of the end of the base there. Hot glue gun keeps trying to escape off to the side. We're just gonna put that right in there, just so they're slightly coming off the tea saucer. And then just hide some of the stems a little bit. Again, don't pack these flowers too much because you're gonna hide all of the other ones that you put in there, and what's the point? So just give them a little bit of room so each of the beautiful little flowers and petals can show, but also show that they're coming out over the saucer, and this is it. So let me move my tray real quick so I can give you a better view of this without leaning over it. But this is basically the project, so just 1 second. All right, you guys, so this is it. This is how it turned out. Look how pretty that is. I love that. That's perfect. That's gonna go right in the center of my table. This is just, like, this is spring to me. This is beautiful flowers, tea parties. I love it. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even drink a lot of tea, or if I do, it's like straight up in a mug, but like the idea of like a garden tea party, it's still magical. I love it. I don't care. I loved it as a little girl. I love them now. I don't have any of them, but like the idea of it, of just like a sunny day and friends and just like being outside and like eating and having a good time, like that's wonderful. So this reminds me of that. But you can see the beautiful teacup is exposed. It's coming down to the flowers. This is really pretty. This is just like a beautiful, dainty little piece to welcome spring. So I love this. I think it turned out really, really well. I hope you did too. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up button, consider subscribing. And if you want to know what I do with the rest of my flowers, I'm just taking my vase, which I have on the table. This was my borax crystal vase, actually, which was another project. Basically, I'm just filling up my home with my projects because I love them, but I will link that above as well. And then I have the rest of my flowers. A lot of them do have flowers left, but then I have a bunch that are just mainly green, but that's okay because they're going in this vase until I get more from the store, and they're just gonna be on my table still. So I'm gonna put the green ones in the center and then put the colored flowers on the outside, just like this. So if you're wondering for a cool way to just like store your fake flowers so they don't get busted up in between projects, just make yourself a little vase and keep that on the table. So that's what I'm doing with those. But I hope you enjoyed the project. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me and doing this spring project. I hope you liked it. Hope to see you here again soon, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.